Welcome everybody to 48 Talk episode 153. I'm your host, Rage Baldi as always. Joining me this time is DX Takamina on the right, Derek on the bottom left, and Colin Nielsen on the bottom right. What's up?
Jojo!
Hi, people.
What's
Hey,
up?
Curse!
That curse again,
uh,
dude. That curse.
where
Literally.
do we start?
Oh
I
boy.
mean, it's take your
Oh dear
pick.
God.
Well, I know what we're gonna start with, but
Yeah.
go.
pretty much.
Okay, so
Go
for
for it.
those who don't know, last week we did a recording of the show
Yep.
and it was very nice, very fun. Then we ended and suddenly news broke out.
Oh man.
And that is it's not a decent one. Normally we have to curse, it's like, oh, some news came out, we could have used it. This one, however, well,
Ouch.
this is going to be basically the main topic of the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
Um,
boy.
Can't believe I'm going to say this, but after 11 and a half years, the number one program of AKB48, AKBingo, has announced they will end.
They'll end it pretty much.
Yeah.
5 more episodes.
Yeah.
Oh man. What the heck?
11 and a half years, 550, 60 episodes.
Yes.
That's
I-
a lot.
Okay, but the whole thing just exploded, of course, because
Oh, yeah.
first off, why?
Yeah.
That's we get
Mhm.
that you had certain events you wanted to end, cancel, or change because the format changed maybe on this.
Mhm.
Sure.
This one really came out of the blue, not like a feeling like, well, it's becoming stale, numbers are going down or something.
No.
We've been talking like on last episode how great the episodes were going up again.
Exactly, yeah.
And well, there are a lot of rumors that it's because of Kuro-chan who came on the show, or the women
Rush
Hour
Hour.
is not doing that great. But I don't believe all of that. There's
Nah, it
something
can't be
else
it.
going on.
Something else, yeah.
And well, first off, yeah, I'm disappointed. It's really the biggest variety show of AKB48,
Oh, yeah.
and to lose this, what does this mean for the group? So I think
Exactly.
we're going to just open the discussion. And how do you guys feel?
Sad.
I feel so bad, man. It's more like, ouch. It's the main gate for most of us to get into the AKB48
Mhm.
group, and
Mm-hmm.
to see
Yep,
it end
right.
like that. It's like, ouch, man.
It hurts. All the time, not just sometimes.
Still hurts. It still hurts. The news was about a week ago, and it still hurts, you know.
It's like they started the episode with like, oh, at the end of the show there will be news. Okay. No one is like, oh yeah, that's like, just something. And then the last minute, 2 minutes, it's like, yeah, Muramoto's like, yeah, thank you for your hard work. No, seriously, thank you for your hard work. It's done, and it's awkward in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
but the biggest thing is they've done this before,
yeah.
and the difference between this one is like, if this is a dokiri in some kind, I don't know who we're doing favors with, but yeah, like in the past they did it for members and understand to get the
Mhm.
reaction out of that.
Yeah, true. But
Well, I don't think it's good marketing to say your show is ending and then you're like
no,
in the final
it's-
episode be like, haha,
exactly.
just
I-
needed ratings.
I admit, I want it to be a dockery. Like, I will completely be fine with that. Like, it's some Andy Kaufman level shit, It's like, why would they do this? I hope it's a joke. I really hope it's a joke. That it's just, just a bad joke. I don't want it to go because, well, it's the flagpole ship of AKB. It means so much. It's good for the group. There's nothing. All Night Nippon ended, AKB show ended. It's like
No
Nemosu is
Sosenkyo, no Junken.
well,
Everything, pretty
apparently,
much.
maybe
No events at
kind
all.
of. It's like Nemosu is still apparently not ending. So, well, and there are
most
a
of
few
it,
Team
yeah.
8 shows.
Wh-
But-
what does AKB still have on variety shows? Like after this one, except Nemosu that we just mentioned.
There is a show that they have. It's monthly. It's Group Sucho Kaigi on Fuji, I think. Something. That's the only other show that I can think of that is
And
there. with
They
the
don't
exception
have a
of
weekly
Nemosu.
show anymore,
No
right?
more weekly then.
No. If the most is on,
Crazy.
then it will be. But no.
Yeah, but the most is only during around new singles, I would say, but
Mm-hmm.
only then.
This has a feeling that the group is going to disband. That's a feeling that had happened to a lot of people. I've been mentioning online that by the December when they're going into their
Anniversary.
15th year.
Yeah, I think so.
14?
15, yeah. 14 or 15.
Yeah.
2005, I would say 14 then, yeah.
Yeah, so then the end of the 14th going into their 15th year then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe they'll announce this is the final year of AKB48.
I hope not.
I mean, the only things that are still here are the members, and I'm blanking. What was the other one that I was thinking of? The theater and handshake events. But you know, if AKBingo is off, then next up, bye handshake, bye. No, not having that anymore.
Was AKBingo produced also by AKS, or was it produced by the television broadcast system, and then AKS had not much influence on it?
I want to say Nippon Television has that control. I think AKS, not really. Maybe they're like, hey, this is, you know, the MV for whatever group. Please give, let that show during the end or whatever, or we want this specific member. Maybe, but I don't think they have that control. I'm not sure. I want to say no, but I'm not sure.
Well, Derek,
Well-
you've been quiet, so what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just listening to what you guys are saying, and it's all making sense. Okay, so if, like you guys said, I mean, AK Bingo is the gateway for most of us. For me, and if I hadn't watched that one episode and thought, wow, Saichan is really cute. Oh wait, who's this other girl? Oh my God, like she's so beautiful and Taka who and it's just you can just go right down the line. Tomo-chin, and it's like. Next thing I know, I've watched, 40 episodes in like the space of a few days or something. And that's we all have similar stories. Many people have come in here. The problem is I don't think they're attracting new people. And I think the show has admittedly gone downhill quite a bit. I don't think that's anyone's fault really. It's just, shows have hunger. They have growing pains. They come, they go. The show is definitely out of the golden era because back when it first started, it was doing all this wacky stuff that I mean, even when it was getting a little bit later, when you're figuring out, hey, your intern or your production team comes and they're like, I got an idea. Let's put a cockroach inside of a tube and make the girls,
Oh man,
blow.
yeah.
And it makes
wow.
world news. You've done something right. But that was a long time ago. Now the best we can hope for is nostalgic moments or things that are repeating in the past at work, which still that's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But you also then again have the level of comedy that's not there like it used to be. Miyamoto's style was more like insulting the girls and then having the girls like fight back or have them insult each other, which that was initially when they came on, that was their plan. I think he softened up considerably. I think he likes the girls a lot. So now they're basically variety people versus like Bad Boys. They had always done something. They were very much present. They very much did their own thing. And again, nothing against Women's Rush Hour. I really like them. I think Miyamoto has done they've done a fantastic job.
Indeed.
But they're not Bad Boys. And also, again, we're all always looking back on the nostalgia meter of like, oh, it was better like this. So I think in that sense, I can see it not doing what it needs to be doing for AKB. I certainly wouldn't cut it, but I can see why it's getting cut. At the same time, you have to think about the Mahahon scandal. That changed a lot of things in 2019. That really put AKB in the worst possible spotlight imaginable all over the world. And they're still dealing with that. The repercussions are still there. You saw a lot of shows get the axe, but then again, this year's been generally weird overall in Idol, both underground and above. We've seen a lot of groups, both in the Underworld, a lot of members in the Underworld, as well as above, go. It's that time. But is it over? That's the real question now. Because look, you get rid of the Sustankya, one of your biggest money makers. Why? Maybe because they're not going to be around next year to even matter. You get, I guess the Junkin is going to be gone. I'm hearing that that's not a thing anymore. Why? Because it's not going to matter anymore next year. I did hear something was going to replace AKBingo, like another show, but I think it's a rumor. Is it a rumor?
It's a rumor.
Yeah,
I
it's a
haven't
rumor
heard
for now,
anything,
so
but I
For
do
now,
hope
it's gonna be
there's-
Hinatazaka in bingo or something.
yeah, Bingo or something like that.
Okay, well, being that said, and that's the cousins. I would say like AK Bingo has slowly chipped away at all the shows and programs that made us love them, that made us understand what these girls are, that they're not just another girl in an idol group. They carved out personalities on these shows. They're not doing that anymore. And then on top of that, you do have this mass exodus of big members in AKB leaving. I mean, I swear, Karen is about the only one left. I mean, if you really want to get into it, and Jurina, as far as like the old guard. So yeah, I mean, I guess Michan you can count, but I mean, she's where's she been? So
Yeah,
it's
true.
like you have this show that once was this really great way to introduce us to new members, really gave us an idea of members and who they were, and we've learned so much by members. Reina is definitely one of the biggest examples of how a show can turn you from nothing into something overnight. But it's like that's not there anymore. So it's dead weight to the company, and I can see that. I really can. I don't think it's right. I think it's unequivocally the worst move they could possibly make in this company at this time. But I also, from a business standpoint, if you're looking at it with no emotions, no respect for the history, you're just looking at pure numbers, they've got to be down. And they just haven't really done anything that's like got people talking. Except for the family thing recently, which was awesome. But what is that? That's a replay of the past. Still cool, but are we getting any iconic moments out of AK Bingo? I mean, if you really think about it, guys, all three of you, I want you to answer this. In the past year, can you think of any iconic thing that's happened on AK Bingo? And believe me, it hurts me to say all this because I am totally devastated this show's going. But can you think of anything? Really?
I would say the baseball game. That's
yeah,
new.
the baseball, but
Straight talk baseball.
Okay, yeah.
that was fun, but it's not
A
that
fun
legendary,
segment,
I would say.
Wasn't legendary, but it was fun. Agreed.
No, if
I mean,
you compare it to the what it was to what it is now, no, not comparable.
Well, not even comparing, just iconic things. Something that happened that made us
Yeah.
go, "Oh my god, this show's essential. It needs to be on because it's doing this, or this member is doing this." Nothing. It
No,
really hasn't.
if I mention that Ikemen High School.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good.
See?
That was good. Okay,
Or yeah,
good.
the Danzo fashion show, I would say. They
Oh.
used that as well.
That's always good.
Burger
Yeah.
Shop Battle, I loved personally a lot.
Or
Yeah,
even
but
the
see,
Shogi Shogi.
Yeah, we can just name these things, and we're getting there. And like I said, that's why the straight talk baseball, that's something, but it's not iconic enough compared to the other ones. You had the detective episode.
Oh, yeah.
Or even
Also
the
fun.
cooking
Mutual Beauty
battles.
Dodgeball.
Hmm.
Any new Mutual Beauty Dodgeball, basically.
I mean, all those are good, and they're all remnants of the past, and it's great and all. But what I'm really getting at is like on AK Bingo when it first started, how many episodes, how many things happened where you were talking about it was buzz. It was like, oh, they've never. I mean, I don't say they've never done it before, but honestly, a lot of the stuff, like all the strange cuisines, and like watching idols eat horrible food was such great entertainment, and the girls, to their credit, were such sports about it, and they all overreacted, and it was so much fun, and like there was a real sense of like I'm watching something that's essential to watch. I remember when I was glued to it. I remember when I could not wait for this thing to get subbed, and then I tapered off because I'm like, it's just talking now. It's like insults for a while, and it's not really skit based, and it's like it just wasn't doing it,
Remember
like,
the top 5 segments?
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, right, exactly.
So the iconic moment that Yuko was saying, like on number 4, there will be AKB songs, or number 5 basically. There people sing AKB songs in karaoke, and she's like, please, 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 and she's just coming out there, and it was stopped on number 4, and she was like, yeah, and you beat this group, and she's like,
That's so old, yeah.
She started crying, and it's like, and then Yuko's tweet, by the way, was so touching.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, saying about how this she was made on that show.
Exactly.
All those girls were made on that show. So it's like you have this show that you could literally take a new crop of girls and make them into something. But the character personalities of Women Rush Hour, I just don't think quite fit. And I also think, again, they did a great job. I'm not knocking them. I love them. But it's like, the Bad Boys really knew how to bring it out. And then also the skits were good. The skits were designed. Like Shoji,
Yeah.
like, think about that. How much did we learn about those girls on that?
Exactly.
And then all these little internal battles developed on the show. And then the Bad Boys, they never missed a beat on that.
Mhm.
How many times Sayaka Akimoto, like how many times did like they bring her out?
Oh
like
yeah,
they would
definitely,
all
yeah.
Oh,
pay
yeah.
attention to her. She got her own song because of this show. If you
Yep.
think about it, like
Yep.
it's like, come on, it's like
That's another thing you said with the MCs, the Bad Boys. So with the current Women Rush Hour, those two are standing next to each other, and basically sometimes one of each says, and sometimes the other one says. But by Bad Boys, you had I would say what was his name?
Sata. Sata.
Yeah,
Nasata was the MC,
Yeah.
and then you had
Kyoto.
Kyoto. Okay, his name's Kyoto. He was participating with
Yeah,
the
Kyoto was
members.
usually participating. Yeah.
right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the thing. He was always like sitting in there, sewing there. He had his own role, and basically what Paradise does is like he sometimes just talks in there, or he's the MC on the secondary
or to
MC,
keep,
Oh, right,
Muramoto straight or whatever.
something like that. But it's not like the dynamic is off, a little bit off, I would say,
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah,
compared to what it
The,
was.
the,
It's
the
different,
difference,
yeah.
the difference is that Women's Rush Hour, it was, if I'm not mistaken, and please fans correct us if I'm wrong here, they're kind of like a Manzai duo in
Yeah.
the sense where you
Yeah,
have the
they're
bouquet.
Manzai.
and
Bad
the-
Boys too.
Bad Boys as well, by the way.
Well, the thing about the Bad Boys was they were both really coming from that like Bozazoku type thinking, and like they played off those characters so well.
Yeah,
And
true.
and then how many times did we get like funny episodes with them? Like, do you remember when AKB went to like the schools and surprised the kids?
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah.
much fun was that with the Bad Boys? Because
Yep.
and then the Bad Boys had no problem just smacking the girls upside the heads and stuff, or just being like in their face. And they knew the girls. They really
Mhm.
knew them, and they knew how to like Mariko with her air, the
Yeah,
the
air
ocarina.
ocarina,
Sabrina, yeah.
When they found something that the girls did, they brought it out. They kept bringing it. They kept reminding,
yeah.
and it was like, and it's kind of like how when Women's Rush Hour first came on, and they did it with Megu.
Mega? Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
Mega.
when they
Yeah.
were, like doing the look and
staring,
everything.
yeah,
and
that was perfect,
staring.
basically.
It was perfect. It was a continuation of what Bad Boys did, and then
Here-
at some point, go ahead. I'm sorry, Robin.
No, here's another one I would have liked to add. Phrase Museum.
Yeah,
Oh, that's an.
amazing.
Oh wow.
That
that's a long
little
one, yeah.
segment,
Oh, wow.
that little segment
Uh-huh.
that just grew into amazing, and it was just involvement. It was like
Oh yeah.
nothing of our girls, like one-on-one member, and then Kyoto just making
Mhm.
some funny lines, and then
Mhm.
the loser had to have a paint on her face.
Yeah, it was a
pretty
2-minute
much.
thing. Yeah.
Perfect. And before that, it was the Mariko News Hour with Dan Kyoto, who's the
Yeah.
drunk
Oh,
guy.
man, that's even older, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
no.
Wow.
No,
Or
but
the
those are the
flower.
simple things.
How many pounds and pounds of flour did they go through on that show?
Yeah.
Quite a
or
lot,
or
actually,
like
yeah.
when they had the cannon shooting the stuff on them.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
either the flour or the whipped cream, I would say.
Whipped
We
cream, yeah.
we should probably do, maybe when AKBingo is done, we should do like a commemorative episode talking about all this stuff. But like I would say
Like we're
for
doing
right
now.
kind of. But the thing is, it's like we can wax nostalgic, but at the same time, I think the bigger thing is what you asked, Robin, is saying is about, is this over? I mean, is this really the death bell for AKB? Are they even going to make it to the Olympics? Do they even care? Are they even on it at this point? Which I don't think they are.
I
Like,
don't
'cause
think
after-
they are
I
actually.
don't think.
So it's like I think they're basically like, well, we did it our best. 15 years, that's great. I mean, if you look at like Nami Amuro, 20 something years in business, Perfume is getting up there. All the big artists tend to disappear after the 15, 20 year mark, and that's understandable. I mean, you can't. I guess not all of us can be the Rolling Stones, but
Yeah.
not all of us can be Kiss. But I think at the same time, AKB means something to so many people, and if I were them, I wouldn't disband it completely. I would just go back to Akihabara and just make it the theater system like you did. It's the best thing to do.
An idea just popped into my head.
Oh, okay.
So, Colin, we'll talk about this later,
Uh-oh.
but there's this new thing coming up, or has already been launched. Here's my question: do you think AKB is actually separating from Japan?
In what sense? Oh, you mean like with all the stepsisters?
How about they're going global? Like they're now like, okay, Japan only focus is now ending, so no more exclusive programs to Japan, no more exclusive this. We're moving on to a global platform, so aka YouTube. They've been doing that lately more with their own shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those little webcams segments, or like
Behind
Iriyama
the scenes and
Anna,
Oh,
Komiyama
yeah.
Yuri, stuff like that. So
Mickey, yeah.
yeah.
stuff like that. So is it maybe that's the next step they're doing? That's like, okay, pack your things. We're going globally because we're going to talk about that subject later, since basically they already did a continent for a festival.
To that, I will say that having seen how successful the foreign groups are, to a reasonable degree, some more than others, but there's JKT who's successful. BNK is also very successful. MNL is also very successful. I can't really say that much about TP and SH because I don't really know, but maybe they are like, there is such an audience, and I guess that's what I'm trying to say. There's a audience there. Maybe they want to, maybe not globally, but actually they want to try to expand because they know they must see, the comments on YouTube that are, English speaking fans, meaning that it's at least not Japanese. They must be seeing that to a reasonable degree, on Twitter, showroom maybe as well. They may, and I will go back to that later with that site. It is possible they may want to do something else, or my theory is that they will replace AKBingo with something else,
Yeah.
but not on TV anymore. I think maybe you guys know, but AKBingo is also shared on Hulu.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to go digital. Maybe they,
Digital only.
what's that one showroom show called? Kimi no Dare? Yeah, right.
Kimidari.
Kimidare. Maybe they want to try that again. Maybe they want AK Bingo. I don't know. Someone knows a better title, but they want to do it on another platform and maybe reach something more. I hope, just throw that out there, I hope there's a replacement of some sorts, or it's a joke, because otherwise it's gonna be sad. Really, really, really sad.
Things
But-
are changing though.
Yeah, another thought I had about this though, will they do something like Nogisaka did when Nogisaka Tedoko got replaced by Nogisaka Kojichi?
Maybe like a replacement, a succession, or AKBingo Point 2. I don't know. Again, titles, but something else. Maybe a semi-weekly, monthly, maybe 40-minute show. It's once a month, or something else, I guess you could say, because they didn't announce. They didn't really give a reason. They didn't really say that there was coming something next after that. So it was just 5 episodes. Bye.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
well,
It was
the
so
next
sudden.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, very sudden. And then all the members. I do want to say, Derek just said that about Yuko. So many other members were like, well, shit. It's like Itano, Maidami, Anin, Kobayashika, and Nachu. It's like they're all sad. Maybe they have said that somewhere else. I only saw it on Twitter. But it's like they are sad. Why is it kept so casual, so laid back? Maybe because, well, they just want to quietly fade out. Maybe with the show, they don't want to do something big, because if looking at the preview for the next one, which will be tomorrow, as of right now, as of recording, there are not that many girls. And I personally think that this is the last batch that they recorded for 4 episodes. Seems normal. But nothing really, not everyone, or as much as possible, no alumni. I mean, if they end with, Yuka coming back,
blowing into the mic there.
I would love that, something more. But
Hopefully.
I think with the recordings that are still left, they're doing one giant one, and I'm expecting some pillars from AKBingo to be there. So we'll probably see Akimoto Saika, we'll probably see Oshima Yuko, and just throw Miyazawa Sai in there. Otherwise, the trio won't be complete.
Yeah.
Maybe Miyazaki Miho being there because he was the Mad Dog on there. Maybe
Yeah, true.
Matsui Reina, having that one episode, that
Ooh.
special moment. There needs to be a big send off. I want the bad boys to show up at the final
Yeah, same here,
episode.
man.
Or like
That
a
would be
video
really great.
message. That I can see
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Something like that. So we're
Oh.
looking forward to that. But in the end, it really sucks that it's
Yeah.
ending. It's one of the favorite shows, and that basically what Derek said. It's like without it, I wouldn't even be here. So
I don't even know if I'd be in this where I'm at now with Idol, because it was literally my very first introduction to anything Idol related, anything. And to think that this iconic show, this amazing show, is leaving, and we don't even really have a reason why, which is that's so Japan. It's just like, come on, it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
what's
like,
going on
why?
What's
here?
going on?
Why?
Just
Doorstep.
be straight with us for
Yeah.
once, just and it's like if there's a legit reason, I get it, but I think it is what I said. I don't know. I just feel like it's declined. It's not doing what it did before. Nothing's really popping. And there is a saying in Idol, and it's in the underworld, but I think it's also excuse me, true in the above world of Idol Major. In Idol, it's only the only thing that matters is what you produce. It's the end result. How you get there, whatever. It's the end result. What is the end result of AKBingo now? Like, I mean, what is it doing? So it's like, if you really have to answer that on a business level on an AKS boardroom meeting, I can see them being like, yeah, let's cut it. It's not doing anything, because it isn't in that sense. It's not gaining them, I think, any new followers, new people. And then on top of that, like you said, Colin, like maybe it is, maybe we are thinking going the other direction, because look at how AKB has become this world thing now. And it's like, in that sense, they're like, well, Japan's kind of over it. The trend's done. But look at the world. The world, we'll just keep renewing AKB in the world. And just
Maybe that's the thing, yeah. That the
Could
support
be.
is getting larger international than
Uh-huh.
what I actually were thinking. They're like the Japan fandom is just going away more and more,
Mhm.
and a lot of them, I think one of the nails in the coffin, basically, if we're going to say that, is Produce 48. It's
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
basically
Yeah.
showing like, oh, we could have actually done a lot more if we just
Mhm.
focus more internationally. Just look at Eyes One, just performing everywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the Europe announcement.
Same here, man.
Well, one thing I will say, though, this is the only thing that bothers me about this. This is the only thing that doesn't make any sense to me.
Uh-huh.
You know, AKB is a monster machine when it comes to the handshake stuff and ticket sales. I mean, they've kept their million record mark pretty solid, and
Mhm.
that's somebody's page. That's a couple people's paychecks and then some. You know what I mean? Like,
True. Yeah.
somebody, those people that aren't going to get paid anymore if AKB goes away. What do they have to say about this? That's what I want to know, because it's like that. This is a whole industry that has propped up so many people. Like, the day the AKB Cafe gets closed in Akihabara is going to be a sad day
Yeah.
indeed, because
Wow.
Oh.
that's been a pillar in Electric Town Gate exit. And it's like, I mean, I was just there tonight, actually. I was with Christopher tonight. We
cool.
had to he's going through some stuff, and like we just met at the place we've met many years ago, and had a really great talk, and good food, and I was just thinking, wow, like, how many times have I met you here, at this place in front of this holiest of holy places? And now you're taking away AKBingo. And then if you're going to chip away at everything, I just feel like it's a mistake on their part. I do feel like if they go smaller and they just keep it more of a theater thing in Japan, it's gonna kind of be like the Parms Theater that has like Kamen Joshi, and
Yeah.
and
True
uh,
that.
Kamen Joshi still does Kamen Joshi. They still have their followers. They're still doing great, but it's very contained. They're not global. I don't think they've ever been global. So it's like, in Akihabara, they're a thing. So if AKB wants to go back to its old ways, I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I mean, of course, we'll never see them because, hey, we're foreigners. We're never going to be allowed in the theater. But I would say, like, I at least don't want to see all these girls with all these dreams and ambitions just disappear, fade away. I mean, I hope they'll all come to the underworld, because they can have careers there, especially because if they were ex AKB member, they'll be super popular just for that reason. But
Yeah.
it's
True.
like, you know, this could be the death bow, and that's something I'm hoping isn't the case, but somebody's losing out on money, and the only way I can see people saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna take a paycheck anymore," is because there's something else bigger, or there's something else that's gonna replace it.
Just adding fuel to the fire, though.
Yeah.
We had a couple of members announce graduation as well. I
Yes,
find
we
that this year also again a lot of graduations, like a lot.
Oh,
Yes, almost
Like-
non-stop at this point.
And I think that is also a factor. So last time we talked about this person as well, and that's Abe Maria from Team TP not being available for the Asia Culture
Mhm.
Festival since visa problems. And I believe you're muted, Colin. So,
Yes.
but now does this have a factor that there's decisions like, all right, I'm done. I couldn't even go to the biggest thing that was planned this year, and you know what? Screw this.
Oh,
Right.
Colin?
What do you think,
Someone
Colin?
told me, a good friend of mine, he said that the reason is that because Ave Maria is 24 years old,
Yeah.
and that she doesn't want to be a idol in a rookie kind of sense, because of her age, being surrounded by a lot of young members, there's a good age difference. And maybe she's like, maybe it could also be that she doesn't really have the, like what Izurina had, like the success, maybe. For whatever reason, of course, that's always different. But maybe she is like, I'm at this age, the girls are so young, I don't want to do the rookie thing anymore. I don't want to be a
She can be a model easily. She just
Oh,
can
yeah.
fly
Oh,
out
yeah.
to America. Hup, there you go, model. That Carl's Jr. Commercial that just proven it's like, just go to America, just go on magazines for that. I think a
She
lot of
can.
people will get your work. Yeah, easily, easily.
I mean, you know how I feel about her. I've always been one of her absolute biggest supporters, and I just feel like you're 100% correct on that. That like, she doesn't need to do what she's doing now. Like
Mhm.
she could really be doing her own thing. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But again, another person going that's been around a long
One
time,
from the KL stage, one
Yeah.
going away.
Oh.
right?
I'll always remember that one scene with her and Okada Nana on Lay Down.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Oh god. Yeah.
That is so good. Okay. Then let's move on to a little happier, I would say, and surprisingly happy, I would say, is the new MV that came out from AKB48.
Finally.
The 56 single.
This
Am I
Yeah.
correct on that? Yes, that is.
56.
Sustainable.
Oh yeah.
That was so there was an echo in there.
Hey,
Shall I go first with my thoughts?
go for it.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay,
ahead.
well, they're rather positive for a change. I really like this MP. I think I watched it multiple times, and that's been a while since I had that feeling again.
Yeah.
But basically, I wouldn't count last year because last year that was that Sashi version with the high pitched voices now in my head.
Oh god.
Um,
The one in January at Juaru Days. That was from
Juaru
earlier
Days.
this
it was
year.
January.
That's January.
Yeah, I want to say January, February.
What
Yes.
was last year then that came out? Was that the train
Jabba
wreck?
Jat, Teacher, Sentimental Train, No Way Man.
Yeah, no way, man.
So this was No Way Man then.
Mm.
I would say around this time.
No, around this time would
No.
have been Sentimental Train, I want to say.
No Way Man was then November or something like that.
Yeah.
Something along that. Yeah.
It
Okay.
was far after Produce 48 ended, so.
Okay. Well, I'm not comparing this to Trainwreck.
Well.
Even though it's in the video.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm talking about the year before that. It was #Sukinanda.
Juigatsu no Anklet, #Sukinanda, Nega Igoto, and the one before that, Shoot Sign.
Shoot sign, yeah.
I think it was Shoot Sign, yeah.
Ugh. But still, with #Sukinanda, I have the same feeling with this MV. It's that, the happy, even though it's more spring feeling, it's supposed to be the summer song, basically.
Yeah, true. But
And it's really enjoyable. I like the song. I like how the visuals are. It's amazing production on this side. The dance is amazing to that. I can go like also like E and then like E.
Well,
E.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
get
simple.
that, the first one. This one, I will be laughing at you. I think that's very silly, but continue. That's
No,
you.
that's fine. It goes on the tempo. It goes like they're pushing away and walking back. It's all on
No one, who's walking
the
back
rhythm.
like that? The crab people from South Park are walking.
Like, hey, I don't know. You know what? I don't know.
Oh no, it was not the crab people. Well, there was crab people. There was also from Futurama. Sorry. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Now-
yeah,
Now I have
something like
that in
that.
my head. Now
Zoidberg.
yeah. No, it's still silly, but now it's funnier. Okay. No. Continue.
There we go. I like that. You know, it's the simple stories. Like there are certain members on several locations, and they are enjoying just going throughout the day, and that's very simple. With showing the dancing on that side,
Uh-huh.
and it works. It really helps. I do like the factor that they are just showing like older CDs, still recent CDs, but older CDs.
Older, I would say. Yeah.
And well, the highlights I would say are Ukraine driving. That's the
Oh,
biggest
yeah.
one.
I don't know
Uh,
what it is, but yeah.
Well, I want more.
And in the end of the video, there's like this time capsule, and they
Oh,
open up
God.
and they showcase like this is actually in 2028.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
not believing it.
They find a Sentimental Train CD, and you just see Jurina like.
Yeah, that was mine.
I remember that. That was
Sad.
horrible. Like go back in the box.
I
Yeah.
swear to you, they cut it like before she punched it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
maybe on the extended version or something.
Or
The girls
threw
though,
it.
they look amazing in this video.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All of them are
Mirror
shining
on the
brightly.
cap. Oh, awesome.
It's really a joy. So that's why really on AKB48 side, this is the best song MV of the
In a
year.
while, I would say. Yeah.
About of the year, I would say yes. If I have to compare this though with Koroi Hitsuji, that was earlier this year. That it's still like night and day basically. Or with
Oh, yeah.
Hinata Zaka 46 Doremi.
right.
Oh.
I'm gonna think about that. I still have a couple of months for that, but
Oh, yeah.
So you got still.
Four
I would
months,
say
hopefully.
this is a contender for Song of the Year for me personally. I would say. All
Okay.
right. Anyone who has the complete opposite, Colin?
I don't have the complete opposite.
No,
that means
you
that I would
don't.
hate.
No.
No, that means that I would hate it like no way, man. Frustration. I don't. It's quality-wise, it's good. It's great.
Yeah.
I love the driving. That was just great. I don't know why. I do love to drive myself, so it's like in a convertible with those four. Yes, of course.
Sign me
Here's
up,
my
sign
money.
me up,
Here's
sign
my
me up.
wallet. There's a
Where
lot
do I
in
sign?
it. You know,
Where do I
going-
sign?
Oh, where do I sign? Well, I'm the only person that signs, and I kick the other guys out. But no, the X can join me if Komi is there. If not, he probably only cares for Komi. But again, I like it for what it is. Again, just looking at it face value, just in and of itself, because I don't want it. I think it's unfair to compare it, to the state of AKB. It's been so long, yada yada yada. The song, I do like that part, that beginning of the chorus, I do like. But after that, it just fades a bit away from me. That the crab dancing, I'm calling it crab dancing now. I think that's a bit too silly for me.
Wow.
But I do like that other part. I love the dresses. I love the look of it. It's one of these things where I'm like, it's good, for lack of a better term. It's not. You said you've watched it a couple of times. I'm like twice. I liked it, but it doesn't make me go back to it all that much. There isn't anything bad about it. A big, negative about it. I think it's fine, perfectly serviceable, but is it sustainable? That's the question.
Haha.
It's okay. It's okay.
You
Just
know
as a
why
song-
it really hits on me?
No.
Why?
What's the first 2 seconds you hear from the song? It
Ah,
goes da 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 da.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that
with
part
the
I-
trumpet sides. And do you know Everyday Katyusha? Of course,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. That's the idea. That's the hook. That's like let's get it pumped up. Even
That's
with
the part I
Sukidana
like,
as
yeah.
well. hashtag Sukinanda. You know, they open up with a soft piano, but then they go into it, and it's that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
gotcha.
idea. That it's like it lifts you up. It really throws you in there right away. It's like cutting everything off. Here we go. Here's
Here
the
you go.
song.
Just listen, yeah. Just listen.
That's
Yes,
the
sir.
thing.
It does try to do that, yes.
Kibuteki refrain has it as well. Da 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 da. You know, just going in there right away. That's what sustainable does. And
I guess you could say for me myself, you know, I think it's perfectly serviceable. Maybe it's one of these extremely rare cases where it needs to grow on me more. I think it's fine for what it is. Sustainable, I'm not sure, but serviceable, yeah.
do you blame the center?
Even in this MV and in the song, she doesn't stand out to me. Again, I have my own opinion about her. She doesn't really do it for me. There's just something about her that rubs me the wrong way.
She's the center, but it doesn't feel like she's the center.
Yeah, she's just there, but no, she kind of stands out with her usual character. But because I don't like it personally,
you don't
it's
notice
like,
it, maybe.
Actually, I do. That's the difference in this MV. I notice every time I look at her
do.
compared to the
Yeah.
other members, I can tell this one is like a troublemaker. That's the feeling.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's like I have my own opinions and I'm fighting against management at every corner I can. Not saying I hate that because, although I also have that. I'm working on
She
it.
just like to fight against
That makes
someone,
sense.
I would say.
Actually, come to think of it, what we've been doing recently, to keep it as vague as possible. I'm
I
like,
can get pretty frustrated, can I?
just like SK's song.
Not like that, not like that, I would say, but more like what we were doing earlier in the day, I would say. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Technical issues, people. Something else completely.
Took 5 hours, okay?
Let's just put it this way: Robin is not really liking fruit right now.
There's a reason. Thank you.
God.
There's
Maybe
a
little bit
reason that
anyway.
my name says Rage Body. Okay. Okay.
It's because of, or something else.
Stop.
Okay, bye.
Oh, that was
kill
great.
me.
That was such good comedic timing.
Oh, man.
Impressive.
All right.
I
So,
love you, man. That was a joke.
DX, what are your thoughts on sustainable?
The song itself is enjoyable, listenable, as in I can listen to it while doing something in the background, but for me it's more the MV that made it, and more like the reference to old singles like Aitakata or Ponytail to Shushu and more others that I can't remember at the top of the head right now, but it's more like the video itself is full of references or small cameos from past singles, and I really enjoy that. That does need to say though, if there is a next single after this one, don't do the same. I would say for once it's fun, but if you do it again, it will get stale. But
I think it's time for the dance-heavy song to come out somewhere.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, please.
Kind of hoping the song after this is dance. I feel like Bokutashi wa Tatakawanai or River or something like that. But at the present, I enjoy the single and I enjoy the MV a bit more. I would say so. Yeah, it gets a pass for me.
Derek.
Yeah, God, you guys like hit it all on the head. But I would say the one thing I'd want to say just to start off is that I think this is the 2019 version of Everyday Katusha for everything DX said and for what you said, Robin. In DX in the sense that like there's very much a feeling of invoking other singles in the past, like way in the past, and then again just that opening, like you hit those notes. There's only like a 1 or 2 note difference between the opening to Everyday Katusha and this. For me, I think about NGT 48 second single, Sekai wa dokomade azora no nanoka. Okay, that to me is like the last really great AKB song, in my opinion. Okay, in my opinion. I cried when I listened to that, okay? And it's been a long time since the songs made me cry that had AKB in the title of somewhere, like as an artist. And I cried because it was heartfelt. I cried because I really believed that story. I was really voting for Ogi and that and then the Kirin and Kitahara and just everything in that worked. does this have anything like that? No. But what have we been saying forever? If you're gonna do a video and you can't do anything new, go backwards, like we talked about. So they did, and I don't have a problem with that. But like you said, DX, doing it once is good. Keeping doing it, that's indicative of even more of a problem, that there is no creative talent coming out of the group. But then again, it makes you think, is this part of a larger problem? For example, you're canceling AKBingo. Why? Maybe there's no money to keep it going, that they can just throw under it. Is it possible there's no money to hire creative people to write your songs anymore? Is it possible that all this money is getting washed up somehow, that somehow your handshakes the events aren't going well? I don't know. So it does seem systemic of a bigger issue, but I'm not going to complain because I felt the nostalgia. I loved it. I thought it was great. That chorus, it's pure everyday Katusha. It's pure old school AKB. I'm in. I'm cool. If I can't have a new good song, I'll take a song that reminds me of why I love AKB. I've been wanting that for a long time. They gave it to me. Thank you, AKS. You finally did something right for a change. But what I like about the MV particularly is the fact that we see you Kieran driving, which I the more I thought about it, I don't think we realize how kind of crazy that is. I can't believe she was even allowed to drive. I mean, you gotta think, no, I'm just really being serious here. That's a danger to her. I mean, she put her life in danger driving for this MV, because you gotta think there's cameras, they gotta have stretches of road. We're talking about Japan. Small roads, it's I mean, they were way on the countryside, but you get my point. It's like, even that alone, all props to my Kami Oshi, Karen, for just being amazing and being like, screw it, I'll do it. I don't care. She looked so much like a mom then, in that sense. It was funny. I love the fact that Shiroma was in the front. Miru is like, can you just picture them getting around the car to decide who goes front? And they're like, everyone's like, let's do Junkin. And she's like, move, bitches. I'm in the front. You guys can decide who sits in the back. Because I can't picture. It just made total sense she was there. And I thought, like, I bet you that wasn't a director's choice. I bet you that was Miru's choice.
Yeah.
I think she looked the best in this. Although Nako takes a close second. Nako, totally grown up, is just beautiful, amazing. Nako, I remember she was, yay high, like Takamina level high, and now look at her. She's like,
which Nako we're talking about?
Yabuki.
She's not in there.
No.
Yabuki Nako is in there.
No.
No.
Are you mean Tanaka Miku?
Oh, sorry.
Oh
my God. Sorry.
I
get them all mixed up.
Currently, Yabuki Nako is platinum blonde in Iceland.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Total
is she
foul.
platinum blonde? I think she changed already her hair, but still.
Okay, that's super nostalgic of me, because I always mess their names up. I've been doing this for years, ever since Nakamiku came on. But Miku's my favorite out of the duo, so shame on me for not remembering. She's grown up now. She looks amazing. She looks beautiful. She's gonna keep growing, but she looks really great in this. Thought she was amazing. Jurina looks really like Jurina, I guess. I don't know. She looks more like her mom in this, actually.
Yeah.
Which,
especially
so very much like. But I like the little thing at the end. The one thing that made me think about when they opened up the time capsule is, I wonder if the director told her that was going to be in there. If that look was genuine.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think you're right. I think they cut, and then she's like, boom. So get this crap out of here.
It was opening up. It's like, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
She wants to remake and sing out of there. Something like that.
I can see that. that.
No, but I'm saying, like, don't you get the feeling like that was like really genuine? Like they did not tell her.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
I can see it. So overall, I'm happy I got an MV I can talk about. And my only critique in this, and it's a small one, it's just a small one, and it's gonna make me sound pervy, and I'm not. I was kind of hoping, if they're gonna go real nostalgic, to get a little bit of Mizuki on there and like show us a little bit of like.
They sing about it.
Well, right. It's like
they sing.
It's the summer. I thought we could have a old school classic summer MV. Again, not that I need to see the girls in that. I just thought it'd be cool in a nostalgic way, and I really mean that. I think it's interesting that you take 2006. And fast forward to 2019. 2006, they're on beaches. 2019, they're in the middle of green grass fields.
Yeah.
What does that say about our culture as a whole? I wonder. So, really want to hear from everybody too about their thoughts on this. So, please leave us a lot of comments on this, because do you agree with?
I like it. I like it. I actually I think the Mizuki take on it.
It's whatever.
It's basically too easy. It's basically just
nostalgia, you know. But I don't need it either. I honestly don't care. It's like super minor. Like honestly, if I degrade this, I'd give it just an A. Like it did its job.
I prefer classy more. I like classy more than just piece of meat. That's the thing.
I get what you're saying, but I think that's the wrong attitude to even look at in this regard. I don't think a girl in her bikini isn't classy because she's in a bikini. I think to just automatically assume she's not classy is the wrong way to think about it. That's defying what a girl's power is. If a girl has a nice body and she wants to show it off, and it's in an MV for a major idol group, God bless her. You know?
But why in that specific MV? If the MV is nothing about actually the song about swimming or anything that you need a bikini for. That's what my difference is. It loses focus because they're in a revealing outfit. It's I would say when you do an MV, you need to show anything that's with the story there. It's basically if let's just go for the opposite side. So Keikisaka, Kuro, Hitsuji.
Yeah.
No, dark, that. Just put him in Mitsugis. How would that be the feeling of the song then? Doesn't work, right?
It wouldn't make sense because it has nothing to do with nostalgia. That's my point. And I'm going for if you're gonna go for the whole nostalgia thing, if you're gonna rip off Everyday Katyushas like chorus, if you're going to do the crazy scaling huge picture like the sweeping arc shots that they had in every freaking
if they had a beachside scene, then would be like in #Sukinanda when you had Miru and Dasu? No.
Was it Dasu? I think you're right. I know. I want to say you're right.
When they're in the water, getting hit by waves multiple times. That's a music-y moment. That's like well, that would make sense if you have a bathing suit at the beach. Here, in the shots they were using, wouldn't make sense.
Well, it wouldn't make sense because again, the whole point is it was in a field. I'm saying if you want to get super nostalgia, don't make it in a field. Make it on a beach. Make it total, or like the lighthouse, like the Aitakata scene, lighthouse, and you're by the beach, whatever. And also, it's summer. That's the other thing. This is summer. I want to, if you want to make a summer MV, this would be a good time to do it. And it's hot as HE double hockey sticks here. That's all I'm saying. Again, I don't need it. I'm just saying the point is, it's like if you're gonna get nostalgic, that's really nostalgic. That's really AKB. And also, I think that'd be a good middle finger to all the super ultra conservatives that just critique any time a girl shows anything off about their bodies and all of a sudden they're not qualified to do it. But I'm sorry, if I was a girl and I had a nice body and I want to get a bikini and I could be on a MV that's gonna have millions of views, why not? Again, that's a selfish thing, but I'm saying these girls are gorgeous. They should be. I don't feel like you got to dress them up in old maid costumes when you can show off what they have and not do it in a sexist way or a demeaning way, but a way that says, yeah, I'm beautiful and you should worship me because I'm a freaking idol. And part of my beauty, part of the reason why you like me is because I'm beautiful. This is why I'm beautiful. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, there's certain idol groups in Underworld. Necroma's a good example. Ricky 100% will never show these girls in bikinis. Like maybe for a photo shoot, if the girls choose to, he might be okay with it. Hina and Ray did an idol file last year. I get, yeah, they were in bikinis and but that's so rare and so not what Necroma's about. And again, because they're a dark, gothic group, would make sense. But I've also seen plenty of dark gothic groups in Idol, like Juju, for example. Their girls get, they don't care. So it's I don't look at Juju as bad for doing that. I think they're powerful for doing that because it's you have a nice body, show it off. If that's what you want to do. And AKB is full of girls with nice bodies. I'm not saying the underage girls. I have no desire to see that, period, Mizuki or otherwise. But what I'm saying is for the girls that are of age, it's just if you want to get nostalgic, that's a big part of what AKB was back in the day. That's all I'm saying. That or heck, put them in the schoolgirl uniforms. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just
well,
an idea.
They did it in this MV, lots of school uniforms.
Yeah,
I would
they did.
Yeah,
Which
they
is
did.
cool.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I
like that.
In
Yeah,
the end, very good one, I would say.
Oh, solid A. Solid A,
Yeah.
regardless.
Okay.
Like I said, minor critique.
So, then we're gonna move on to the B side, and someone is waiting patiently to
Okay.
talk about this. So you have the floor, Sir Colin.
I like it. I like it more than Sustainable. I will say that right out of the gate. The song itself,
Wow.
it's doing it for me. I think it's catchy. When I saw it the first time, it got revealed the song like 2 months ago. It was just for Team 8, and now it's on the CD.
Mhm.
Song-wise, it's catchy. It was something that I kept on remembering longer than Sustainable. It has pop. It bops for me. It's catchy. It makes me go along. I'm not doing the crap dancing. Though I did like that Sustainable. That pushing away. This one, I'm doing this, and that's good because otherwise I'll be doing this. I don't like that. I'm
But
like
do you
already
think it's on
doing
the
it.
same level? Is it a typical Team 8 song like 47, or is it a bit tad lower on a level scale, I would say?
That's a very good question. I need to think about that because Teammate has some very good songs. Last year's Hachinosa Dance, I think, is one of their best. This one, I don't know. I think that's something that time will tell. Give it some time to be done more and to see
Well,
what
true.
happens. I do like it. The MV, it's in the same damn whatever as No Way Man. It's the same. I know it is. I hate it for it. It's gray. I don't like that gray. But that makes the color that is in it pop a lot more, and I
Red.
like more color like that. The MV, it's kind of but I like the colors. I like how the girls look. I really like the song. I've already seen it on Gem Expo, which was 2 days ago, and it is doing it for me. It is doing a bit more on a song level than Sustainable does. It's what I prefer. Just
Hmm.
something catchy. It's catchy to me. Just something that makes me, hop because they do that. So I will do that too because it works. It connects to me better than Sustainable. But that makes it a good CD overall. So far, there's still some songs to go. But I'm like, yeah, I want this CD. So far, it's doing good. I'm happy.
Okay.
It's been a while since we had like a CD that had like an
A
8
solid AKB48 CD.
Yeah, solid. But still, we only know 2
Wow.
songs, but it's good in the overall sense so far. But I do like the song. I hope it's a good teammate song. I don't know if it will be, but I would like it to be.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't have many opinions on this song yet. I think it needs to grow on me on this side, but I'll get back to you, I would say.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah, for me this song is on the same level as the one time Team 8 had to actually do a senbatsu for their own team song. It was Kagerete Iri Shinjitsu. It was a coupling song on Bokutachi wa Tatakawanai, and this current song is on the same level as that song, I would say. It's quite good, but it's not at the same level as 47, which is like an insta classic for Team 8.
That's the
But-
number one song currently of
Yeah.
AKB48, so.
Yeah, but it's on one level below, and for me, the Team 8 song is quite solid, I would say. I really enjoy it.
Good.
Very good then. Okay, I'm getting a little more echo on your side, Derek. So if that's
Let me put my headphones in, man. Sorry.
it's funny that we've been recording now for like 40 minutes, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's only just now, actually. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That suddenly the echo is getting worse and worse. So sorry that you have to use your headset, but it happens.
It's no worries at all. I don't care. It's all good.
All right. So then let's go to the big thing that happened that everybody's going crazy over. And
there's some other thing about songs that we still can bring up before we get into that.
Let's do that then.
Matsuri
Go ahead.
Jurina's solo album.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
What? Okay, solo debut album. When is it be revealed?
It got little swept under the rug because of the AKBingo announcements, but
That's true. It wasn't the same day, but
Mm.
9 songs written by her,
That's awesome.
released through Showroom Records. That's kind of interesting. Kind of what Ferris now did earlier
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
But
the one showroom song that we really liked that we want to hear is finally going after 2 years
Oh,
on
yeah.
an album.
maybe it's one of those songs. I will it? I don't know, but okay.
Well,
Finally.
the song that is supposed to be released in about 2 days from this recording is KMT Dance. And I remember me, Derek, and Robin watching a certain
Come up and
showroom.
dance. Come on
Yeah.
and dance.
I have a big feeling that's the song they're going to be releasing in 2 days. Because that showroom was supposed to be Jurina and Inoue Yoshimasa as well. So,
During a little Halloween style because she was having a lollipop that was
Yep.
this big and just to keep her saliva in check so she
yeah,
could
it's one
sing.
of the few showrooms I actually saved up, and I had to dig around on my Google Drive, but I found the actual showroom, and I have a big feeling that is the song that's going to be released in 2 days. So
That was
Yay.
amazing. Do you
Yeah.
remember that? Do you remember
Oh,
how
man.
incredible that was? Like watching that and watching that incredible. Like
Yeah,
really
exactly.
something special. And we always said like that should be a song. So it'd be great if it finally came to happen.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Looking forward to it. Not much to say, but yay.
For now,
Solo
not
album,
much,
let's
yeah.
do it.
Cover was cool. There was a cover. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, Jurina
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
I mean anything Jurina does, in my opinion, is good. Like she's a pro idol. Like I mean, it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna go out of the gate and do anything except what it needs to do, which is make Jurina fans happy. Will it gain new followers for her? Probably not, but
It will
it's gonna
be
make her fans really happy.
Yeah.
I
it will
know it
be
will.
236,000 buys at least.
Oh,
Okay.
easy. Yeah.
That's the average. 236,000. I've been noticing the pattern lately. It's like there are fans for handshake events or it's something, but this is a solo, so it will be different. So 236,000 problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We shall see.
Yeah. All right. The big thing that also happened this week. Oh, I'm not going to talk about Utage since I still need to watch that entirely.
Yeah, me too.
But from what I saw with Utage, it's a lot of fun.
Seeing Michan in a Sakamichi outfit.
I was interested. So
it's a good watch, I would say,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go with the full episode before I give a review on that. No, the Asia Music Festival,
in
World
Shanghai.
Music, in Shanghai, the group festival was happening this week. The live streaming thing didn't go so well. Now, did it?
And I have information. Apparently, it was planned. At
What?
least I really was under the impression that it would be live streamed, just like the previous one in Bangkok was.
Mhm.
But apparently, there were no sponsors for it. That's
Oh.
what
horrible.
is said, and so there was no live stream like we would think happened, like with the Bangkok version, or even request hour the top 25 in that sense. It probably was, but on the day itself, it's like, nah, sorry. And so you couldn't really watch it unless, you would find someone. And there was a guy who live streamed it from his phone or camera
Cell phone, yeah.
in the crowd. So that's what I would say about it. I did not really watch it because the quality, I have respect for the guy. Thank you that there was at least something. But it wasn't really enough to really judge the concert on, in my opinion. So I didn't really watch it. And up until like an hour before we recorded, two people were like at the same time the best viewing that there was for it. They told me about it. It's like, hey, here it is. Before that, you would probably have to look at all the performances in chronological order, and finding them, which is a lot to do. And those single videos would probably be better.
Mhm.
Long story short, I haven't really watched it enough to really give like an opinion about it like we did the last time because of how difficult it is. You can't really make out the girls, so you can't really judge it on that. But I will judge a few things. I think the Shanghai production, they did a good job. I think they really they looked at the Bangkok one and they improved. With the Bangkok one, they would show like a video. It's like, oh, the next one will go up. This one had a moving stage, like a sign would come down with the title of the group, and it moved. So I really like that. It's like there's more in that. There's like
a lot of production value was in
it
this.
was production-wise. I clap for that. Like I think they did a good job. The set list overall, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit disappointed. I look at the set list, I'm like, Maybe it's me, but it's like I'm not feeling this particular set list. But that doesn't mean that they didn't anything great. I'm sure that they did. I haven't seen enough to judge it on that. Objectively, I can say there were units that I wanted. Just in general, units, girls from different groups doing a song. Aitakata, Quartz of Fortune Cookie, probably, all mended in one song using all the different languages. So they did what I wanted them to do, did more, there was more to it, and that's also a thing. The girls were on stage for some parts. It made, you could say it's like request hour. Personally, it reminded me of Hello Project's concert when they would all put all the groups together. Sometimes they would do that at the New Year. They would do that where it's more on one row instead of all the stairs that they would have at request hour. Still good, but I like that more. It was like on the stage, you would see the girls. If they knew the song, they would, what you would expect with request hour if you're not familiar with Hello Project, doing, not just sitting there. So there was interaction in that sense. It was more warmth, if I want to say it like that, that they were all together, not so cold, because the last time they didn't have enough time really, but I felt that there was more time, at least on stage, which I think is good. That's the only things I can say about it objectively, having only seen like parts of it, because you can, but I hope there will be a more official release, so you can judge it accordingly. Maybe other people can. That is perfectly fine. I just can't really say more about it because I just don't feel there's a good enough video quality to really judge it. It's I still appreciate all the people that recorded it. Whether it was specific performances or as much as possible. But you do want to watch it if you really want to judge it and talk about it, I feel that there should be a bit more official TV.
Yeah. Very good.
Again, no offense to anyone. But it's like, but I heard great things about it. So that's good. And I heard that it may continue somewhere else. There will be another one because there's the second.
That is the idea. In the meantime, DX, your breathing or the wind is again in your mic, so you need to focus on that. Okay. So what I saw from all these clips you're saying by people, by fans, and the recap they did, one group stood out for me, and that may surprise you. Clickbait.
And it is?
MNL48.
Ooh.
The thing was with them is they did 365 paper airplanes a cappella.
Yep.
Basically. And that is a gorgeous rendition of the version. It really, really shows the girls with their voice. And the biggest one, I would say, even that, because that was more MNL48. When they did songs all together, AKB48 with, BNK and stuff like that, they did River. Oh. And there's a part in River that needs to have a high note.
Yeah, the high note, yeah.
MNL48 stepped up and did that high note, but on a level that's like not even comparable. It's so pure and clean. When you listen to it, it's like, yeah, there's some good singers in there. And even Nachan said it on Twitter. She's like, there are some good singers in MNL48, like the best singers of any group. And that's her saying that. So
exactly.
that's unbelievable of that feeling to see. So tops to MNL48. It's really, really amazing. It's really sucky though that before getting too much controversy, I would say, just management. It's really, really. If you want to have such a great group, you need to step up your
own game,
management style
exactly.
to comprehend such talents. I would say it's really, really strong talent, and they're basically showcased when they're in a group. But we're on their own, it's like we don't see the full potential of them yet. So work on that.
Well put.
Yeah. So if you want to put it, the girls are at the professional levels, and the management are still a bunch of amateurs, pretty much.
Bro, that's really well put. Yes.
I would say yes.
Yes, and yes.
That's the biggest thing out of it. The funny notes, of course, on the social media timeline. So Muriya Mayuri wasn't there.
Nope, she wasn't.
She really wanted to be there. So Nachan had no one to
Cling
to go
too
for
much.
somewhere. But basically, she was claimed by all the groups, and there are so many moments.
Yeah.
And you could just see she's the Ikemen of the group, and
Just take a look at her Twitter, I would say. Yeah.
it's so many girls just falling for her. And there's a moment where Chair just goes upstage and sees Nachan. And she's like, "Oh, you're here! Yes!" Just
Global,
hug
yeah.
and then having fun, taking
Beautiful.
pictures together. It's like there's also Instagram that says "My Oshi" and in English. The Chair
Yeah.
posted like "My Oshi." Nachan speaking English to some of the members since that's easier, and then I really like that. I really like that backstage. I want a DVD with the backstage or Blu-ray, whatever, backstage
do that.
segments with all these people.
Yes.
in it.
Yes.
Please, can we? Yes, yes, and yes, and yes. Oh, you're hitting all the notes. Yes.
Or like a Nemosu style episode where they all just hang out together, and then remember
How
those,
cool would that be?
Yeah,
that dinner episode where they were finding out who is the sexiest member on the Western sides,
Yeah.
who would you date?
Oh.
I would like to
man.
see that dinner episode again.
It would be really great to see like a Kei Kazaka like love chart with all these groups, and we find out it's like
Yeah,
really
Nathan will be
nuts
somewhere
and
in the
crazy.
middle, and
Just in the middle,
going
it all
towards
comes
her,
back
yeah.
to her.
That's
That
gonna
would be a good one.
Convoluted chart, I would say, yeah.
That would have been a
So-
good AKBingo episode.
Oh god,
Oh my
it'd been great. Oh, okay. My turn,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
What do you
sure.
want?
okay. Yeah, no, I really wanted to say some stuff. So yeah, like I want to focus on MNL performance because a bunch of people tweeted at me like clip and of the acapella, and
Yep.
I watched it. I'm not gonna lie, I had goosebumps from start to finish. I think I even sort of wanted to tear up a little because it was so beautiful. But here's the thing. Now, a couple things. First of all, like somebody earlier this week was going on Twitter about us saying like we don't think they sound like idols and stuff and blah blah blah. And here's I think this performance actually is a good way to bring up some clarification what I meant when because I had actually said that a long time ago, like the very first time I'd heard them.
Mhm.
The thing is like there's different kinds of idols. There's different kinds of idols. They all sing, singing styles can go from perfect to so bad it hurts your ears. And it's like for me, the underworld, the Japanese style idols, like not all of them are great. It's singing or not. That's not even the right way to put it. They have a different way of singing. For example, like even in Necroma, we have Kaki, who is like MNL48 level, like just pro. She hits notes that girls only wish they could hit in their life when it comes to singing. And then you have somebody like, maybe like Kunogi, who's really good, but she's got that nasal idol voice that's not like this crazy, cocky, like dramatic voice, but it's idol. Like if you heard Kunogi, she sounds like so many idols in the underworld and so many idols in AKB when you actually hear them sing individually. I've heard some of them, they sound just like that. And in the difference is like in the West, girls like Kunogi would be said, you don't sound good. They wouldn't honor that. Versus girls like Kaki, they would honor that, be like, oh, you sound amazing because you sound like a classically trained singer. But in Japanese idol world, in Japan, it's perfectly acceptable to not be able to sing because basically you grow. And even if you don't grow, that can be a beautiful charm point if you have other things to offer. So in that sense, I didn't know anything about MNL at the time when I said that a long time ago. Now I see these girls, they have so many different charm points. They're so adorable. They got so much to offer idol that the singing thing is just another thing for me that they offer. I don't necessarily look at it as this tremendous thing only because I kind of also prefer girls like Kunogi who sing not so crazy hyper melodramatic because I've heard it all. Because again, working in the idol world, I see girls of every age range, vocal style, you name it, and there's certain ones that just really get to me. There's a part in like, and I'm bringing up Necro because it's a good comparison. I think there's a part in like on their new CD, and I think it's Lament Configuration where Kunogi has a solo and she's singing, and there's been a couple times live where her voice breaks, and it's almost like she's crying. And I think when we had our CD release show, she did cry, and it's like her voice squeaking it's not in the Western ears to somebody who listens to top 40 or EDM in the West.
But
They'd
it's
be like,
part of the charm. You can tell the
Yeah, true.
story behind the voice. Yeah, that's
There you
normal.
There you go. That's 100% idol. So it's like, for me, the Philippines, they honor great singing. So these girls, they better be able to sing, or they're not going to do anything in Manila. That's fine.
Can I
But
make
if those-
I'm sorry, finish your point, and I would like to make a Western
if the
comparison.
Manila 48 girls come to Japan and sing like that, people are like, "Oh, you sing good. That's cool. What else you have to offer?" It
Mhm.
won't get them that far. Honestly, it won't. It'll get them a tweet. And I'm not saying that to detract. Please understand, MNL48 fans, before you bash us with 500 comments and misunderstand everything we're saying, or get on Twitter and think we're not going to see you're trying to talk shit about us. Like, honestly, we love MNL48. It's like we said, they're pros. Their management are amateurs. And I'll say that all day long, and I will battle their management to the end of time. They suck and they need to be removed, period. And yes, those are very strong words, because they do. But I would say this. If you take them MNL48 girls and put them in Japan, that thing is only going to get them so far. And that's why, like, I keep saying, like, I wish I could help them, because I think they can go even more idol. They can do more as idol and be more idol-like. So when they go to Japan, that singing would only enhance the vibe of them being idols. And I hope people understand what I'm saying when I'm saying that. Not detracting from the girls, but I see them as reaching an even higher plateau of idol if they embrace more of the Japanese side of things, which I've been saying they need to do for a long time. And to the girls' credit, a lot of them are. From the stuff I've been seeing in their personal stuff, they get it. I think a lot of them are starting to get it. I think a lot of them are getting it. But again, of course, they're all great singers because they're in the Philippines. And everything we've learned this year from them and L48 fans, you have to sing good to be accepted in the Philippines, which I think is kind of a shame almost, in a sense, because it's like then you're taking out like 90% of the idols in the underworld here in Japan who can't sing at all, but they have so much else to offer. So by that rationale, if those girls come over to Manila, you guys are just gonna be like, can't listen to you, see you later, because you can't sing good. What a terrible thing to get rid of an idol for, in my opinion, when you have to look at the whole package. So that would be my takeaway. However, what they did in Shanghai, that was amazing. They wowed everybody. Of course, it was their shining moment. I'd even say it's a pinnacle moment for them. It's great, but it's also like every day at the office for them. I want to see them do more. I think, because again, I'm saying this as like a teacher with a room full of kids who excel at math and they get A+ every time I give them a test in math. What else can they do? How you doing on your English paper? How you doing on your science paper? You know, like, I want to see them expand and do more, because I feel MNL48 is going to be the only one standing on top probably after everybody gets destroyed with this whole culling of girls leaving and shows ending. I think them and BNK are going to be the only ones left, honestly. Because, well, BNK, duh. But I think MNL is going to prove us all wrong. But they got to get this other thing first. They all should come here and do internships and be idols here. And then I think they would come back and they would be so powerful, this whole world would quake at their presence and not just at their voice.
Interesting.
Enough said.
Interesting take. Yeah, my point. Well, it was a little point, basically on the Western side.
Sorry,
so
I'm sorry.
no worries.
Go on,
No,
what were you going to say?
I'm just gonna say, the one of the biggest, musicals ever is Les Miserables.
Yeah.
When that movie
course.
version came out and was sang by Anne Hathaway, people were saying her voice isn't that great and stuff like. Okay, but it's a movie, first of all. It's not the musical, so it's not the number one focus, the singing. Even with what's his name? Not Hugh Jackman, the guy who played the other one. That's
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Yeah, he's like, oh, his singing is horrible, this and that. It's like,
not the
singing.
point,
That's the point. The feeling that Anne Hathaway was, it's like, okay, I just got fired for trying to have money for my daughter that I got by a guy who just slept with me, left me with a child in this age that people don't have money, from a innkeeper who's keeping money asking for me. I now have to sell my body, sell my hair, stuff like that. And it's like, I don't even care anymore. That's the emotion that's behind the song. And that happens with what Derek was making. Sometimes voice cracking. It depends on the song. It's emotion. You sing because of emotion. If you sing well, you can do any song you want, but it won't sound perfect since there's a story behind every song. Not all songs, because you also have sometimes Rihanna goes like work, 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 work. That's not a song. That's just sound. So there's a difference between a good song and a great song, and I would say that helps. That was my point. Thank you.
Well, that's a great point, and you bring it up, and I'm glad you did. I will say this to the credit of the MNL48 girls in Shanghai: they were in the moment, they felt it. I felt every inch of that. So acapella or not, I mean, it was truly an A plus 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 performance by those girls. I mean, they did ascend to an even higher level of quality with their singing. I think they were really in that moment. You know, they had the whole world of, they had Asia watching them, and they're like, yeah, don't forget about us. We may not have the most money, we may not have the most pizzazz and glamour, but we got this secret weapon. Wait till y'all hear it. And that's why they went up there boldly with no instruments, and they mother effing crushed it. However, again, what's next? Now I'm like, good job. I'm thinking producer side. I'm thinking, okay, you need to now take it to the next level, girls, and they can, because I mean, again, these girls have done so much with so little. And I all love and respect to every single girl in MNL48 and their fans, because again, as passionate and as crazy as their fans are, they're passionate and crazy. I can respect that. I mean, I don't like when they're bashing us, but I respect it because it's like they feel it so much. So that's the next step. I want them to be more Japanese idols. I think that's their next level if they want to succeed. Because my thinking is this: a couple of those girls, when MNL48 is done, maybe they want to come over to Japan and do the idol circuit here. You got to know how to exist here, and Japan is a whole other beast than the Philippines in terms of what's expected and what's appreciated. And like I said, the singing, that only get them so far here. Because I mean, just look at all the girls in AKB that had that talent, like Wasserman. How far did she get? How far did she get? Was she ever in Senbatsu? No. So look at Sakiko Matsue, piano prodigy. True. How far did that get her? Nothing. That only gets you so far. So you have to have more here. You have to be an idol. And so the idol is a whole package.
Talento.
Yeah. Whole package.
Variety skills, pretty much.
Or something. You have to have something.
Very good. Any more final thoughts on the Asia Festival?
Another moment I quite liked was the live band BNK48 did with Chaprang on the violin.
That was wonderful.
That was one sight to behold. It was like,
but again,
wow.
Honor roll students.
It's Chaprang, so yeah.
It's Chaprang, it's BNK. I hate to keep saying this, but it's them. It's like they are just, checking every mark. Like they're gonna finish out this year and be like, yeah, you could put the plaque of best group ever on our wall right now.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
They had a stellar year compared to the rest of them. So
ridiculous year.
Yeah, to be honest,
ridiculous.
I think BNK is on a higher level than HKT at the moment, I would say.
Yep.
Easily.
What do you get? Okay, we got new songs coming out, multiple ones. We got new shows, new sponsorships. What are you getting? Your biggest show ended this year?
Oh, cool. You're doing an MV that's basically invoking your past songs instead of new stuff. That's cool. All right, that's cool. Meanwhile, we're gonna do your old songs. We're gonna make it look amazing and ridiculous. Sorry, because we're BNK. What is BNK? BNK's got to stand for something. It's not Bangkok. I can't think of it. I'm sorry.
Best
something.
Let's keep it safe.
Yeah. best new kids. I don't know.
Best new kids. Okay.
Best new kids.
I'm sorry. All my apologies.
Let us know in the comments. Maybe you have.
Let us know. Let's think of something we can give them a nickname because they deserve a point. So.
All right. What else did we have to talk about?
I think that's
48 Circle.
That's the biggest one. That was the one I was missing. That's the final one for this week. Yes, Colin.
So, a day before the Asia Fest, people were like, "Hey, there's this new site." I don't know how people knew, but apparently AKS launched a new site, 48 Circle, that is about all the groups, all the groups, including Mumbai and DAL. that is still doing something maybe.
Mhm.
And they reveal the site, and they have a report on the festival where they not really got in depth, but it was in English, available in Japanese as well.
Mhm.
And they just talked about the report, and more are coming. And
Is it
apparently,
official AKS?
it is official AKS. I
Yeah,
am
you
pretty
can
Mm.
log in with
For-
your ticket service account. So yeah.
Oh
it's
yeah,
official account.
Twitter,
Poor Jay
Facebook,
Showbiz. Jeez.
Line, Weibo. Yes, Jay Showbiz. That's true. It's well, still 46 side, and he does a lot of miscellaneous as well. But-
So still the one I go to just to read on
oh yes, same.
the
And
the
it's-
latest stuff.
Yep, and what the other fans have to say about it. But yeah, it's a new site. Exclusive content is coming. Special giveaways apparently. Interviews, maybe some behind the scenes. It's interesting. But I have like very good things to say about it and very bad things to say. I think good thing is it's something. Going in that what we talked earlier about that expansion, maybe that more, well, global's a bit of big word, but maybe more on that. It's all the groups, they say they want to give something and they have already done steps, so it's not like, hey, we'll wait another month to release it. But marketing wise, I think it's stupid because, like I said, exclusive content, it's very simple login, it's free, you just drop in your email address and it's like, hey, you're in. But it's, like I said, exclusive, it's on this site.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to use this to expand more, this is not good marketing. And well, maybe people will disagree or agree with me, but it would be better to engage conversations like on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Line, whatever. This site is exclusive, so you will only channel the response that people will have there. And on the opposite side, if you really want to do better online marketing, you do something more on Twitter or on Facebook, make people engage, had done something with AKBingo, or whenever there's something new, like give something that made people talk and share and between them, and more on that side, because they really don't do that all that much. And
Remember the English ticket sites they may
yeah.
launched?
Oh god, yeah.
How's that working?
There was a reason why
How's
I
that?
kept
How's
my
that?
Japanese
That
account.
Netflix style streaming thing they did. How's that working? It's just
it's that's there. I used it. It's you need a VPN for that.
Yes, it's
But now it's
Mhm.
available. It's in English. It's a bit odd English, but it's better looking than what I've
We
seen.
will see.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
maybe
trusting it
We'll
fully.
see.
I wanna see it do good. I think marketing wise, it's not really a good choice. But if it does good, and including all the groups, offers more. They lost their show, so now there's a site. I hope it does well. I hope they do
Yeah,
something
same
with
here.
it that really grows into something. I hope it does well. That's
Yeah,
bottom
we-
line. That's-
my opinion is we will see.
Yeah.
yeah, I
just-
hope time
just play the
tells
waiting game,
what
I would say.
Mm.
it will show. It's
Okay.
interesting. We'll see what they will do with it. I think there's more to the plan. I think what we alluded to earlier, but we'll see.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
I think we hit it all, man.
I think,
Okay. I want to mention this now. I know it's the end of the month, but we're doing, since we had so much news this week, the end of the month questionnaire on next episode. So
Sure.
if you don't have your question out yet, go to patreon.com/48talk. Give us a support, and yeah, for just only $5 a month, you can ask us questions, and there are a lot more tiers coming up. And who knows, some projects I'm planning on the future, if things are working.
Only us.
You should have bought a Windows PC. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm not complaining yet. It's new. It's a challenge. I'll learn. That's really it. So
Well, perhaps
we're just
one of
gonna
our commenters can help him out, who happened to be a Mac user. So.
maybe, but who knows?
Perhaps for it.
Yeah. So that's the thing I want to mention. So if nothing else, let's go to our recommendation for next week. Personally, I still have on my list Utage, and if there's a chance somewhere, I want to see the Asia Music Festival. Otherwise than that, yeah, AKBingo is the one to follow now since they're doing the countdown from the episodes. There's going to be a lot of crying, I believe, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Keiki Kakanai, if we can find it, then there will be some subs out. You can then watch that. I haven't watched it yet, so I will see. And other than that, nothing on my mind. So, DX, what do you have?
It's not necessarily a recommendation, but I wanted to give a shout out to two of our commenters who are happening to be auditioning for Delhi 48.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Those commenters are Jia Khan and Hotaru Juno. Both of them are in the
Hey!
second round for the audition for Delhi 48. So I want to give a shout out.
Good
And
luck.
keeping me up to date.
Good luck. We wish you all the best. Don't forget us.
I would say focus on the audition more and just leave us at the afterthought. So,
But it was not necessarily a recommendation, but I just wanted to give a shout out. So there you go.
very
Cool.
good. Colin, then?
Well, the same day Asia Fest was happening, there was also Jam Expo with AKB, a fresh Senbatsu for AKB, Team 8, SKE, NMB, HET. I think they were there, maybe more, I can't remember. But that was pretty fun. I really liked NMB. The fresh Senbatsu and Team 8 was also very fun. Wasn't maybe particularly good, but I thought it was fun. You know, they always bring charisma, energy, and personality to it. So I really thought it was fun. Have people watched it? Let me know what was your favorite group or your favorite performance. Like I said, NMB was interesting for me because they had no Miru, no Akarin, no Murasisai, no. They had Kojima Kanon, not Kanon, Kojima Karen, the captain,
yeah.
and you know a few others there, but not the ones that you would expect. Like Nagisa also wasn't there, so but her like Kojima, she pretty much won me over. I do like her now a lot more. At first I was like, but I really like her now. She won me over. So did people watch it? Let me know because I don't have anything else.
That's cool.
Well, then finally, Derek.
Yeah, I got a couple. There is currently a show out now called Takara Watashi wa Otoshimashita. And because she's my Oshi, and it is being subbed, and there's 4 episodes out right now. It's ongoing, and it's really freaking good because what it does is it follows an underground idol group, and this girl from the non-idol world happens to find her way into this world of underground idols. And what I really love about it is that a lot of the topics that they talk about and a lot of the things that they show is very true to the world I'm in. And it's also a good story and it's funny. I mean, they exaggerate some stuff, of course. I mean, it's not, it's not reality, it's a drama. But if you want a good idea in a cinematic form of what I do with the underworld of idol and just idol in general, this is good. I mean, they even go over like mixes. Like this girl's trying to learn mixes, and one of the Ota are like, "Oh, I'll show you, Tiger, Fire, Cyber." And she's like sitting at her work trying to memorize it, and she's like typing at a computer, and it's hysterical. And then she ends up going to these karaoke's with like these nomikais with her bosses, and she's like overly excited at the karaoke, and so they love her. Like this old boss is like getting ready to sing this like old like kind of mellow song, and she's like, "Tiger, Fire, Cyber," and he's like, yes. Yes. That. And so like, and it's just like there's all these little nuances to the show. Honestly, it's a must watch. So that is my strongest recommendation. I have the link. I can maybe we can put it in our thing.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
I don't know,
Absolutely.
because it's kind of like a hush link. But
Yeah, okay.
but the thing is, it's being subbed, and the subs now that I actually know a little more Japanese, I gotta be honest, the subs aren't like 100%. They're definitely missing some stuff, but they're doing the best they can, and I think
Good
you'll
enough.
get the overall. It's good enough subs. I wish it was okay. Anyways, so there's that, and then the other thing is today I recently put up on Idol Underworld 3 new artists.
Yes.
Lily Kaona is on there. The duo Koyuki and Yuka, who they create real orchestral ambient music. Their producer Mishima-san is a good friend of mine. I really love them. they're easily the best kept secret in underground idol today. So there's them. There's XOXO Kiss Hug Extreme. They've been around forever, like a 4-piece. Their music. It's idol music, but it's prog rock. It's like prog rock idol. Like they have one song's like 11 minutes or something. So it's like they're real. Like their producer Oshima-san is like really into like Dream Theater and like all these crazy like old school prog music. So he decided to make an idol group about it. And but they've been around a long time. They have a lot of respect. They are absolutely wonderful, and they have a ton of merch on my site. So does Lily. And then the other one is Rina Oshi. She's a solo idol. She's also like a singer, guitar player, musician. She plays with this group called Tasso Tokyo, which is like a punk idol group of all girls. But she's super cool. She's the very first idol to ever say yes to my idol Underworld outside of Necroma. I met her a long time ago at an idol show, and like she's just, I don't know, I've always wanted to work with her. So those 3 groups are on there today. I put up like probably 30 items, including checkies I've taken and stuff. So please go and support them, so I can go back and be like, I sold all your stuff, please give me more, because then they'll tell everybody they know. Also this week, the legendary Nanomoral is coming on. They've agreed, and you see Miku's very bright smile. She's like a living incarnation of the sun when she smiles. She's so amazing. And then also the absolutely legendary Hanako-san of the 14th Generation Toilet has finally agreed to do this. So they will be joining as well. And also, please keep checking out what I'm doing as well with my documentary stuff. I'm actually going to start filming this week. So I have a lot of stuff with that. I have a lot of idols that have actually agreed. Oh, sorry. They've actually agreed to do it, including one idol group that's so like epic and unbelievably important to me, and I'll actually be working with them later in October for Idol Underworld. They've actually agreed to do that, but I'm also going to be doing them as well. I couldn't believe they said yes. So I've been really busy getting all these groups. And my goal is to get 20 groups on Idol Underworld by December. So I'm hoping I can do that. So the best thing all of you can do is please go to Idol Underworld and support it, and please buy as much stuff as you can on there. The more, the better. Not for me, for the girls, because I want them to be like, oh wow, this is good. Also, their producers and stuff will go and tell other groups to join. And that's the other thing to do. If you have an idol group that you like and they're underground, please go to them on Twitter and please tell them about Idol Underworld. Please tell them to get in touch with me. I will eventually be making my way around to every group under the sun, but it'd be better if they came to me, because then it's like they understand. Everything's updated, but please go and support. I'm really putting my heart into this. This is how I want to stay in Japan. I want to live off this, because it's like, if I could do this for a living, I can help so many groups, but it's all dependent on all of you people out there in the international community, many of which watch this. So if you can, please go to Idol Underworld, and show some love to these groups. If you've never heard of them, be brave. I mean, the prices aren't that bad. Go there, and I'm shipping them out, so you'll get it fast, because I will make sure you get your stuff as fast as possible. And take a chance on some of these groups. Some of these people already are going on Twitter that I know, people in Europe, and they're like, wow, I never heard of this group until today. I'm giving you all my money in my next paycheck. So that's what I want to hear, because then I can give that to the girls, and then they'll be like, yes, let's stay. So please do that. So those are my 2 recommendations.
Very
Awesome.
good then. Well then, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of 48 Talk.
Bye.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bingo,
Jojo.
bingo. It is ending.
Da, 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 da.